Welcome you all to the session on Human Rights Education. I am Nageshwari, Assistant Professor, Department of History, Sita Lakshmi Ramaswamy College, Trichirappalli. Education is at the heart of any strategy for peace building. If education empowers to improve the quality of life, human rights education inculcates a sense of higher purpose and aims at providing people and students with abilities to accomplish societal changes. To achieve multifaceted goals of education, it is essential to impart and imbibe values of human rights in the young minds. In this session, we are going to discuss definition of human rights education, need of HRE, national and international efforts in promoting human rights education, and the major challenges and threats in upholding the idea of human rights education. Amnesty International and London-based human rights NGO defined human rights education as human rights education is a deliberate participatory practice aimed at empowering individuals, groups, and communities through fostering knowledge, skills, and attitudes consistent with internationally recognized human rights principles. Why we need human rights education? The purpose of all education is to sensitize, to humanize, and to take humanity to higher levels of knowledge, awareness, freedom, and social responsibility. While pursuit of knowledge is recognized as the purpose of education, the other three, awareness, freedom, and social responsibility, are not considered inherent to project education. If we lose the meaning of education in its wholesomeness, we will end up creating a world without human values or justice and ultimately without progress too. All of us very much know Albert Einstein, the great scientist. He once said, "The concern for man and his destiny is the prime objective of all scientific and technical efforts. Never forget it in the midst of your diagrams and equations." His words are true. HRA is vital, necessary, relevant, and important to develop human rights culture. The purpose of human rights education is to provide people with an opportunity to be aware of their rights and to make them value their rights. The significance and relevance of human rights education has been emphasized in the provisions of various international human rights instruments. Article 26 of Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 13 of International Convention on the Economical, Social and Cultural Rights, Article 29 of Convention on the Rights of the Child, Article 10 of Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, and Article 7 of Convention on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination speaks about educational rights. A serious and concerted attempt to promote human rights education was made at the World Conference on Human Rights held at Vienna. The Vienna Declaration and Programme of Action stated three important aspects: human rights education, training, and public information, which were essential for the promotion and achievement of stable and harmonious relations among communities and for fostering mutual understanding, tolerance, and peace. In pursuance to the recommendation of the World Conference, the United Nations declared the UN Decade for Human Rights Education, that is from 1995 to 2004, and appealed all governments to direct education towards the full development of human personality and to the strengthening of respect for human rights and fundamental freedom. It urged government and non-governmental educational agencies to intensify their efforts to establish and implement program of human rights education. UNESCO has played an important role in promoting human rights education. Thus, from an UN perspective, HRE is not an end in itself, but it is a means of transformation and a mechanism to address abuses. In India, besides constitutional guarantees, some protective mechanisms were established. One such mechanism was National Human Rights Commission, which was constituted in the year 1993. The Protection of Human Rights Act has given the National Human Rights Commission a mandate to spread human rights literacy among various sections of society and promote awareness of the safeguards available for the protection of these rights through publications, media, seminars, and other available means. A number of steps taken by the Commission with the ultimate aim of creating the culture of human rights in India. Some of the notable efforts of the Commission in this area are making human rights study a part of the general education at all levels, school, college and university. Encouraging courses and modules on human rights in the training institutes for public servants, police, paramilitary forces and armed forces. Constituting task forces of eminent academicians and legal experts to develop modules on human rights education at school and university levels. Organizing national conferences on human rights education with the aim of bringing about uniformity in imparting human rights education throughout the country in schools, colleges and universities. The Commission has also undertaken research projects in collaboration with various international organizations. Apart from the work of National Human Rights Commission, the UGC, the apex body of higher education, established a committee on HRE in 1985, which prepared a blueprint for the teaching of human rights in universities. Subsequently, UGC developed guidelines and distributed funds for HRE for the first time in 1997. In the year 2001, the agency released a model curriculum for colleges and universities on human rights and duties education. Since then, the higher education sector has been supported financially for promoting human rights and values. Apart from governmental agencies, non-governmental organizations have also played an important role in the development of worldwide culture of human rights, particularly at the national and local level, as governments often do not live up to expectations when it comes to the integration of human rights education into the curriculum. As highly committed groups with special expertise, they have contributed to the development of the human rights legislation and are careful watchdogs of the realization of human rights at the national and international level. Some global human rights organizations like Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, People's Watch work systematically and awareness raising on human rights education and produces educational programs worldwide. Amnesty International and London-based NGO, they have introduced many educational programs for the promotion and protection of human rights education. It launches Human Rights Learning app to equip next generation of activists. A human rights friendly school places human rights at the heart of the learning experience and makes human rights an integral part of everyday school life. The school becomes an exemplary model for human rights education. What are the key concepts of human rights friendly schools? In order to become a human rights friendly school, schools are encouraged to integrate the global principles into four key areas of school life: governance, relationships, curriculum, and school environment. Let us see the major benefits of human rights friendly schools. Human rights friendly schools will definitely improve the relationship between students, teachers, parents, school administration, school governance through participation of students in discussions. More open discussion of human rights issues, including sensitive topics in schools, will help them to be aware of more human rights issues. And progress towards human rights culture in schools, for example, reduction in bullying, abolition of corporal punishment. Imparting human rights education is not the easy task. We have to face many challenges. True education does not mean mere accumulation of information which can be produced as and when called upon to do so. The radical education of human rights education needs a radical pedagogy. Our education system itself a challenge which denying human rights education. Let us think what type of education system we have it at present. It is purely exam oriented, marks oriented and career oriented, but not life oriented. The classroom as it exists today is ill suited to transact a humanizing education. The existing status of human rights education in universities and colleges in our country reflects the lack of intensity and understanding the core values of human rights education. HRE is given either as optional papers or certificate course or foundation course. Only few educational institutions offer exclusive courses for human rights. Training teachers to teach and practice human rights is a challenge. The HRE teachers should be motivated, trained, skilled and committed one, breaking the repressive mindset of state and redirecting younger generations towards the new path itself a challenge to HRE. Outside the formal school system, the main challenge is the level of illiteracy. Education on human rights cannot succeed to the full extent unless the level of literacy is raised. Renowned Indian economist and Nobel laureate Amartya Sen was one of early critics of Indian educational policy. While giving interview in the Asia House Library on 30th June 2014, he said that Indian government has not invested adequately in education. In the year 2009, Indian Parliament passed the Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act and incorporated the right to education in Article 21A of the Indian Constitution. The Act entitles all children between the ages of 6 and 14 the education based on the principles of equality and non-discrimination. The Act makes education a fundamental right of every child between the ages of 6 and 14. The Right to Education Act requires surveys that will monitor all neighborhoods, identify children requiring education and set up facilities for providing it. The World Bank Education Specialist for India, Sam Carlson, has observed the right to education is the first legislation in the world that puts the responsibility of ensuring enrollment, attendance and completion on the government. Further, India is a state party to the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child and has laws against child labor. But in practice, access to education has always been difficult for those coming from weaker section of the society. Census 2011 shows the increase in literacy rate from 64.83% in 2001 to 74.4% in 2011. 26% of the population is still unlettered. A report on the status of implementation of the Act was released by the Ministry of Human Resource Development on the 1-year anniversary of the Act. The report admits that 8.1 million children in the age group of 6 to 14 remain out of school. The National Human Rights Commission in 2017 to 18 report observed that the lack of educational and basic facilities such as drinking water, toilet, safe building, infrastructure in schools, all these facts complicated the prospects of human rights education. HRE cannot be imparted within the four walls of the classroom. It cannot merely be an intellectual exercise alone. Human rights must be translated into values and skills. It must be made accessible to all people through education. Thank you.